Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Beijing for today's daily challenge, where all destinations will be busier and, oh no, we won't have any roundabouts. However, can I ruin everything by trying to make it better? I'm sure I'll come up with something. I'm creative in that way. Oh, goodness. Oh, yawn. Oh, no. Are we yawning already? We can't be yawning already. It's 6:57 on a Wednesday morning. Oh, goodness. Hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. I went down to New York City, by which we mean, well, actually, I went to Queens, which is apparently also New York City. Who the hell knew? Saw AEW Double or Nothing. It was a very good pay-per-view. It was a very, very, very good show. Glad I went. Went with our friend Hulkamat and MRT. Had a good time. Had Thai food. That was also tasty. Oh, goodness. It has been pointed out to me by a few folk that I don't do as much talking about the day-to-day ongoings in the world of AEW as I once did. And the reason for that, basically, is it is fine. It's, I'm not going to say AEW has been bad, because it hasn't. AEW has been generally very good, and Darby Allin's title reign, which is somewhat unfortunately just ended, was fantastic, both in general and for him specifically. It was, the thing with AEW is that it is on a week-to-week basis, almost always a very, very, very intelligently, competently booked professional wrestling product. And the thing about competent storytelling, particularly in the realm of professional wrestling, which is a medium that does not exactly love to tread new ground, is that you can sort of see things coming. And so when Darby Allin won the title from MJF, it was, I kind of had the thought, and a lot of people kind of had the thought, well, he's probably going to hold it for a few weeks, and then he'll drop it back to Max at the pay-per-view. Because after all In is coming up. They've got their big annual show in August and whatnot. Can I not put a bridge at this intersection? Apparently you can't do an unlit intersection going into a bridge. Okay. So we'll do this terrible unlit intersection here. I was waiting for the map to expand and let me take my yellow south of this, but apparently we're just not gonna be able to do that. So fine, we just won't do that. So Darby Allin won the title from MJF in a very fun angle on Dynamite. Those who watch AEW regularly may recall that several weeks previous to this, Brody King beat MJF in a, oh my god, how did this lower card guy manage to beat MJF? It's a miracle. It clearly only happened because of the intervention of Hangman Adam Page type storyline. And I hated that. I thought that sucked. I thought that sucked and was bad and was dumb. I thought it made Brody look stupid. I thought it made Brody look terrible and MJF look like a geek. And I was absolutely not in any way surprised when MJF beat Brody to retain his title at the Grand Slam show that was ostensibly supposed to be encouraging people to watch. I thought that was bad. But I did notice some similarities, mostly in the fact that it was a dude getting a win over MJF in a short match that allowed plenty of room for a rematch. I thought the way Darby Allin beat MJF was very, very, very good. That was very good. That was Darby Allin all on his very own lonesome, overcoming MJF, hoisting him by his own petard, hitting his move a bunch of times, and winning. That was cool. That was good. So Darby Allin won the title from MJF on Dynamite, and then, again, the thinking was, he's going to hold it for a few weeks and drop it at the pay-per-view. And we've all watched wrestling long enough, and I say we've all, but I mean I've watched wrestling long enough to be like, oh, okay. They might, there's 4 weeks between now and, there's 3 or 4 weeks of TV between now and Double or Nothing. They'll probably get him one title defense in a week or two, just so he can say that he did, and he didn't lose the title in his first defense. But, this is going to be a short and ultimately forgettable title reign. And listen, It was short, but good Lord. The story they told, and listen, they did this to serve the story and also to make excellent TV. Good job, guys. You did both of the things you wanted to do. The story they told was that Darby Allin, having scratched and clawed and fought to get to the top of this metaphorical mountaintop, having himself gotten to the top of an actual mountaintop, having gotten to the top of this metaphorical mountaintop and being the AEW World Champion, Darby was going to give a shot to anyone who deserved one and anyone who stepped up and said, damn it, give me a shot. And god damn it, he did that. Dude had a defense on every episode of Dynamite, and I think he did a couple on Collision. I don't know. There are people in this world who watch Collision, which is weird to me, but okay. The dude had defenses on every show. Every show he was on, and he was on damn near every show, from the day he won the title to the day he lost the title. Dude was out there going nuts, having really good matches with, you know, not the tippity top guys. He didn't beat Swerve or John Moxley or nothing, but he beat a bunch of dudes, and he had a bunch of really good matches. And they managed to put enough drama into the rematch with MJF where I kind of got invested in the story and worked myself into it and was like, you know, they could have it win. I'm gonna put a hopefully PCTL right here just to keep this yellow traffic flowing a little bit better. We've got these 6 yellow houses serving 2 yellow businesses, which is suboptimal. I might actually want to, now that I look at this a little bit more, I think we're just going to use our motorway. I'm going to peel these 2 off, take this 1 yellow house that's presently doing nothing. We'll draw motorway number 1 to do precisely that. Meanwhile, we lack, the map is not wide enough to get around these. So we're just going to have to double bridge that to get grays up to here, which is unfortunate, but you know. Hey, you want to hear a soda can open? That is the kind of excellent Foley work that you can only hear here at twitch.tv/the_Goog. And by excellent Foley work, I mean I just opened a soda can. Although there was some excellent Foley work at Double or Nothing because Mick Foley was there and he cut a pretty good promo. He cut a pretty good promo about how Darby Allin has to win one for the weird ones and go out there and live up to the spirit of Mick Foley, and, well, he lost, so I guess he did live up to the spirit of Mick Foley, didn't he? Anyway. Yeah, it was a good show. Got to see a flaming table spot. Always good to see a flaming table spot. You've got your checklist, right? When you go to a professional wrestling show, it's like, okay, we're going to see some silly comedy, and we're going to see some cool, awesome wrestling, and we're going to see a flaming table spot, and, you know, check, check, check. We got all of those, so. I also completely missed the Kyle O'Reilly-John Moxley match. I'm reliably assured that it was good. The thing with wrestling crowds. Here's the thing with wrestling crowds. One, wrestling shows are long. From the top of the pre-show to the end of the main event, to the end of the on-camera portion of the main event, which includes the match and the requisite post-match angle. From the start of the pre-show to the end of the main event and its post-match angle, Double or Nothing was 5 hours and change. Pre-show started at 7 and the main show ended at just after midnight. It's a long time. One could argue that it is too long. It's very easy for one to argue that it is too long because it is, after all, too fucking long. 1, it's too long, or 2, it starts a little bit late. Why don't you just start the pre-show at 6? Tony, just start the pre-show at 6. Start the pre-show at 6, start the main show at 7, end the whole thing just after 11. That'll make everybody feel better. And by everybody, I mean the old people. And hey, guess who your fan base is? Guess who your fan base is, Toad? Guess. Go on. Take a guess. Shot in the dark. It's old people. It's me. I'm old people. All right. So we got these greens. They're going to loop up here, share this road with this, with these blues going that way. And we're going to have to pretend that that's fine. And then for these yellows, I haven't come up with anything yet. Might or might not have anything with which to come up. Up with which to come? No. Gross. Well, maybe. Let's see. Let's hold on to this roadage going this way. Everything else is based on lemons. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, if you come up this way and you go there, that can be a perfectly cromulent traffic light. This can serve the reds and the greens. That then doesn't do anything to negate the presence and fracticality. I don't know what I'm saying. You just do that. There. Okay. Everybody go. Doot. And doot. And we still need to get yellows up this way. Fortunately, it's going to be Monday in a second, so we can figure something out. Give me a motorway. Okay. Being nowly possessed of a motorway, I can take these two yellows, what are currently doing almost nothing, swing them up that way, and we're going to have to insist that this is all that's needed to support this business. Do I actually believe that? Not responsibly. No, I don't actually think that's going to be okay. But, I've been wrong about things before. Pessimism is my default state, but that doesn't mean it has to be an accurate summation of things. See? This yellow's recovering nicely. Hooray. Okay. So yeah, Double or Nothing, really good show. Ah, yes. Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. So, wrestling shows are long, right? Started the pre-show to the end of the main event, they're like 5 hours and change. It's a very long time for any person, but particularly wrestling fans who, as a demographic, listen, this is not a universal statement. This is absolutely not a universal statement, but demographically speaking, the kind of people who go to All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view events in New York City are dudes. They're dudes. And demographically speaking, dudes, particularly professional wrestling fan dudes, care less about women's matches than they care about men's matches. This is an unfortunate truth. Not a universal one. Certainly not a universal one. But a demographic, generality-based truth. And
Hear ye, let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Sudden Flare's Space was here first. Good afternoon, Sonny. You are sans sound, but it is fine. What I'm getting at is that there is a long-standing mean joke among a certain sector of professional wrestling fans that any women's match on a wrestling pay-per-view, particularly a thrown-together four-way women's match with no real driving story behind it other than Tekla's the champion and it's time for a pay-per-view, so we better get some challengers for her. Let's put everybody who has a credible claim at being the champion in a title match four-way type situation. Matches like that tend to be referred to rather derisively as piss break matches, because the theory is that they are put on the card, one, so that people will watch, but also two, so that people in the crowd will have something to go to the bathroom for. And I said to myself, I'm not going to the bathroom during that match because everyone else in the fucking building will. And, true to form, when it came time for that match, everyone in the fucking building went to the bathroom. I felt smart. However, one thing I did not account for is that people are stupid. In addition to being rude, awful jerks, people are additionally stupid. Speaking of being stupid, the hell are we going to do about this gray business here? This gray business here is in terrible position. This is so bad. I have no idea what we're going to do to get grays over to here, and I have to figure that out, like, now. All right, here's what I've thought of, and it's horrible, but we're going with it. There. This gray business will be served by all of the grays coming from over this way. Obviously. Also, that's going to be a thing. We're just going to staple all of these blues onto this road and get them going up that way. All of these blues are going to go here. All of those reds are going to go here. Everything's going to be fine and dandy and hunky and dory. And we're going to take a couple more traffic lights before you see what we can do is we can put these reds right up to here and drop that. And what in God's name is this? Jack Jezro? No, never again shall that particular saxy ballad be part of the, supposed to be nice and chill and reasonably upbeaty and or containing piano renditions of Super Mario 64 music Gimmimimim playlist. God. The Good Morning Mini Motorways playlist available now on Spotify, because I still haven't gotten around to changing away from Spotify, even though Spotify is bad. Huh. What's this mix button? Oh. It'll sort the playlist different. But I shuffle the playlist. Spotify, what's the point of the mix button if you shuffle the playlist? Why would you... I don't... Okay. Alright, fine. So... Okay. So now this blue business is here and dying on account of not being needed or good. Well, fine. Here. Let's do this. Let's take this red road, which points down this way, and ultra tweak it such that it actually points that way. That'll swap these yellows over to here. These yellows go that way. It also frees up these blues right here. Doot, 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 doot. We do that. And now this business is fine. Ow. My nose itches. Hello, a whole bunch of blues. I'm just going to continue pouring a whole bunch of blues onto this road. This poor green business. Oh, hey. This poor green business is... Nope, that's actually a terrible place for a traffic light. Because you would be coming here and trying to turn left, and then the light would go, and it would be bad. You don't want that. Here's a motorway. A motorway will solve everything, and by everything I mean something. Hopefully. Possibly. Maybe. Let's say that... This yellow is circular now. Oh, that's... horrendable. That's truly awful. Right there. That doesn't get to... Why would... Okay. Well, that's just bad, I guess. Here, you two point that away. Let's take these blues right here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to chop this nonsense. We're going to draw motorway number 4. There. By doing that, we've peeled blues off of this green road, which means that this green business is now fine. We have, however, also just completely and totally murder-doomed everything, but, that was always going to be the case. I don't think this right here is doing anything to help us anymore. I think we're just being silly with it, so let's not. Let's instead grab a whole bunch of reds coming this way. Just kind of do that. Staple a bunch more reds going this way. We're going to assume that that's going to work itself out. Hey, greens. Those greens never recovered, even after I saved them. Ungrateful bastards. So I looked at the card for Double or Nothing, and I said to myself, the men's match that I care the least about on this card is Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. And listen, Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly are both very good wrestlers. Jon Moxley is probably one of my favorite performers of the last 10 years, and Kyle O'Reilly is surely no slouch himself. 1379 is top 30%, but we're gonna drop some slams in the chat on account of being slammed. So they're both very good, and they've had a good fun feud. Like, 3, 4, 6 months ago, Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly was a fun and hot feud in All Elite Wrestling. Unfortunately, Kyle O'Reilly kept getting hurt. Sunflare Space has watched 7 streams in a row. Thank you, Sonny. Kyle O'Reilly, unfortunately, did not have his olives on certain days. I don't know. He got hurt a lot. And he would go away, and he would come back, and he would go away, and he would come back. And he came back at, I think it was at the last pay-per-view, actually. Kyle O'Reilly came back kind of out of nowhere and helped Roddy and Orange Cassidy win the trios titles. So good for them. And then, well, Jon Moxley's the Continental Champion, and he doesn't have a match on the pay-per-view, and he's kind of a big deal, so, let's get him a match. Oh, right, there's this guy, Kyle O'Reilly, who he's faced a bunch of times and never cleanly, squarely beat. Let's put them in a match and remind people of how much they hated each other several months ago. And listen, they hated each other several months ago. O'Reilly got several big wins over Moxley, including one on pay-per-view that was supposed to, make him into a big star, or at least push him or give him some credibility or something. And then he got hurt and was off TV for a while and lost all of his momentum. So, yeah. So Kyle O'Reilly came back and got thrown back into a feud with Moxley just to kill time for a pay-per-view cycle. And it felt pretty thrown together, honestly. It felt like just something for Mox to do. And listen, I'm not judging too harshly. Kyle O'Reilly kept getting fucking hurt. I'm sure they had other plans, and then Kyle O'Reilly got hurt, so they had to switch plans, and then they switched back to this plan. And point is, I didn't really care about that match because, I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it would be amazing in the level that, say, Takeshita versus Okada was amazing, or Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe was just a ton of fun, or Swerve Strickland versus Bandito was excellent. I thought it would be good, and I'm reliably informed that it was good. But, I thought it would be a good but forgettable match, a good match that I wouldn't regret not seeing, that I could probably miss just part of by going to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom, and listen, I went to the bathroom. I stood up from my seat at the moment they showed the graphic saying that match was next, and I had finished my business in the restroom before Jon Moxley's music stopped playing. Okay? I took care of that particular business very quickly because I correctly judged that I would be one of the few people in the building to decide that was the time for my restroom break. However, it was also the middle of a long show, and I wanted to get some food not only for myself but for the people who were with me, so I got in line at the snack dispensary, at the concession stand. The snack dispensary. God. The Snack Dispensary is the title of the episode, or something. I don't know. Lord. All right. What is this wordle? The wordle today is chicken. No. Chicken is a 7-letter word that contains an I, and we already know there's no I in the word, so it's not chicken. The wordle today is saucy. I meant to say saucy, not sauce, but wouldn't have been saucy anyway. It could be shunk. It could be spunk, actually. Spunk has the advantage of being an actual word. So, okay. Can't be stung. I guess it could be stuff. It's kind of a not great word, but, sometimes you just know the word. Or you can pull together the word from context clues about the word. So that's good. Here's the time guesser. So I get in line, and it turns out that the concession stand. I go to one of the concession stands that isn't any of the fancy ones in the building. I'm just going to the simple, your concession equivalent of meat and potatoes, by which we mean you can get a burger or a burger with cheese or chicken, and you can get French fries. And everybody wants the chicken tenders and fries because, listen, you want chicken tenders and fries. You don't want a stadium burger. That's a bad idea. Everyone wants chicken tenders and fries. The problem is they're out of chicken tenders and fries. Now, if you go to a concession stand that is out of chicken tenders and fries, you have two options. One, you can get something else, like a reasonable person who has a decent amount of respect, not only for your time, but for the time of everyone behind you in line, who in turn is waiting for them to serve you for the 5 fucking extra minutes it takes for you to get your chicken tenders and fries, you selfish motherfucking baby. Nobody who wanted the chicken tenders and fries decided upon hearing that it would be several minutes before they could get their chicken tenders and fries, oh, I will get something else then. So what should have been a, quick stand in line at the concession stand turned into I missed the entire match. I stood up from the restroom before Jon Moxley's music was done playing. I got out of line at the concession stand as Jon Moxley's music started playing again, with him having won the match. People. Speaking of people, here are some of them. They appear to be angry with a very small tank. I don't know. Why are these Belgian Soviet soldiers? I don't know. What's with the armband here, buddy? All right, so these Belgian Soviet folk are... Well, we got AKs aplenty. And we got Russian hats, and we got somebody doing his best Richard Nixon impression. So... Oof, friends. I don't know. Feels like fall of the Soviet Union type stuff. Could be crash of the Berlin Wall. I don't know. Can I actually pull a flag off of any of your uniforms? No? No, we just got beigeness and tanness and okay. Alright, well, with the beige and the tan and the okay. I mean, that could be the Russian flag, right? That's Russia. Blue over white over red? That could be Russia. Alright, I don't know, man. We're in Moscow, Russia in 1989. It doesn't feel great. Actually, it would be 91, wouldn't it? Fall of the Soviet Union? Alright, fine. We're in Moscow in 1991. This is not Moscow. It's all the way down here in 1990. Okay, fine. Next. We got a couple of folk, one of whom might be Julia Child. Like, I don't know. Well, I hope this guy isn't a big famous guy, because I looked at this photo and I was like, wait, is that Julia Child? And I don't know. That might be Julia Child. But let's see. They are in front of Zaus, which is, okay. It's a Carl store. Stefania Bier and Storkel Tetler. Walt Disney and Bernard Bianca. Oh, Bernard and Bianca, the Rescuers. The Rescuers is playing. Holy shit. Okay, well, that makes this... I was going to say that this was like the 50s or 60s or something, but if the fucking Rescuers are playing... Hold on. If the fucking Wait. Yeah, Bernard and Bianca, they're the Rescuers. The fucking Rescuers are playing. That makes this the 1980s. All right. Thank you, random sign. So you got 52 autos and 52 Fernzer. All right. Can I tell what language this actually is? Oh, we got Volkswagen and Audi. Maybe it's just Germany. I mean, yeah, if you're ever, well, you know, they advertise Volkswagen and Audi in America too, but am Wendepunkt. You know, Bernard and Bianca, am Wendepunkt. I don't think that's Rescuers, but okay. We are in Berlin, Germany in 1987. Feels right. The Rescuers Down Under was a sequel, obviously. So, okay, fine. We're in Berlin in 1987. We are in Munich in 1976. Apparently, the Karl store is very famous Munician hotel. All right. Next, we've got, boy, if I was a person who recognized flags, it would be, well, okay. So, all right, you're Ted Lasso, and you're running for president. Good for you. You appear to have won. Good job, buddy. Yep. You're the newly elected president of Yellow, Blue, Red Flag Land. What South or perhaps Central American country has a yellow, blue, and red flag? It's a wonderful question. Also, this appears to be 2021, so that's good. All right. You're from the press room at some TV network. Yeah, this is really just figure out the flag situation, isn't it? Okay. All right. Man, people who know flags are so advantaged at Time Guesser. How dare they apply their knowledge to the test of knowledge? Lord. Okay. Well, let's look here at Central and perhaps South America. I don't think... Well, it's not Mexico. I know it's not Mexico. I don't think it's Belize. I don't think it's Guatemala. I think Nicaragua's flag has green in it. It could be Panama, but I don't think it's Panama. It could be Colombia. I feel pretty okay about it maybe being Colombia. Yeah, we're just going to say it's Colombia. And we're probably wrong about that. But we're going to say we're in Bogota, Colombia in 2021. It was Ecuador in 2017. Okay. All right, fine. Next. Oh, God. Oh, I'm yawny this morning. This is the Wan Xin Fan Yan. Sure. That sure does sound Chinese, and that text there sure does look Chinese, and these folk on bicycles sure do look Chinese, so we're probably in China. As stands to reason, at least. We are somewhere in China in 1968. I was going to say 1960, but then I saw this jacket, like this particular jacket, and I was like, maybe let's push that a little more towards modernity, just a tiny skosh. All right, fine. We're in Beijing, China in it could be 19, don't move the thing, but I think we're going to say 1968. I wonder if I'm supposed to, like, are we supposed to recognize any of these, or just, like, pull out the China? I have no idea, dude. We are in Shanghai, not Beijing, in 1982. Okay. All right. Wrong and bad about stuff. All right. Now we got a beach scene with some very old-time photography happening. Oh. Well, that makes it fairly easy. This lady could stay in Atlantic City forever. It's reasonable, then, to assume that at the time of the photograph, she is in Atlantic City, which is in New Jersey, which is over this way. There we go. Way down there. I did not know Atlantic City was that far. I thought I had been to Atlantic City. I guess it's not a terribly big place. All right, we are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, specifically there. We are in Atlantic City, New Jersey in 1912, and also just a skosh up the beach there. All right, fine. Final score 34-8-46, which sure is a time guesser. It's about all that can be said for it, but hey, you know. I don't have a finish for that, actually. We need dingers from American League catchers in 2015, Diamondbacks who played in a NLDS over the last 15 years, anyone in the NL West this year, a Devil Ray who played in the NLDS, and a National League third baseman in 2018. All right, fine. So, an American League catcher in 2015. Good Lord. This is just Salvador Perez, isn't it? Because, like, the Royals won the World Series in 2015. Salvador Perez is good. Has historically been good. Yeah, I'm just going to say 2015 Salvador Perez. 21 dingers, 95th percentile, not quite as good as Brian McCann or Russell Martin. Okay, fine. All right. Diamondback who played in a NLDS. Ooh, what Paul Goldschmidt year are we going with? I don't know, man. When were the Diamondbacks good? The Diamondbacks... Did they make the 2015 World Series? No. I don't think they did. No, the Mets made the 2015 World Series. You'd think I would know that. And to my credit, I did. Eventually. Oh, God. All right. By the way, the Mets. Oh, God, the Mets. It's just a fucking disaster. It's just a fucking disaster. I don't know what else to say. Let's see here. 2018, Paul Goldschmidt? Yeah, we're just going to start picking Paul Goldschmidt years, and eventually we'll hit upon one in which the Diamondbacks were in a NLDS. 2018, they weren't. 2017 is the right answer. Good job, Goog. 2017 Paul Goldschmidt is the only Paul Goldschmidt year in the top 5, so holy crap, that's a good pull. All right, anybody in the NL West this year? I know, because people won't shut up about it, that Shohei Ohtani has not had an amazing offensive season. I also know, because I did some research, that it's good. He's having a good offensive season. It's only, like, troubling if you expect Shohei Ohtani to literally be the greatest hitter in the history of the world forever and ever, amen. Which, no. He's probably not going to be that. But, like, okay, Shohei Ohtani has a batting line of 270, 403, 471. That's very good. It is not, to be fair, as good as it has been. His slugging is down rather considerably. He has a 148 OPS plus, which would be his worst in 4 seasons and would be 30 points lower than any he's gotten in his time with the Dodgers. I suppose you can say, about that. But, like, dude, he has 148 OPS plus, and also, oh, by the way, has a 0.73 ERA. Shohei Ohtani has already had a fucking 4-win season. This dude is insane. This dude is fucking insane. Anyway, he only has 8 home runs this year, so there's probably someone in the NL West who has more home runs than him, which is why I didn't feel too bad looking up his baseball reference page just now. Oh, so it's not Shohei Ohtani. I don't know, man. Max Muncy? I think that Funcy Muncie's having a pretty good season. can't think of any. Rafael Devers, maybe? I think Rafael Devers has started the accurately predicted process of going off a cliff that many commentators and also the Boston Red Sox kind of saw coming. Yeah, we're going to say Max Muncy. That should be fine. He's at least decent, right? We're going to go with the more aged one. Max Muncy is the correct answer. 12 dingers for him, tippity top of the line, along with Hunter Goodman, Andy Pajes, and Mickey Moniak. We need dingers from a Ray who's played in an Alds over the last 15 years. This could be an Evan Longoria poll. If you go way back, the thing is, early in his career, Evan Longoria played for a bunch. Evan Longoria was very good, and then the Rays were ass. And I think, as I recall, the thing was they either got rid of Longoria or he stopped being good just when the Rays started being good. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, 2008 is not within the window here. And, well, that was his rookie year. God. Did the Rays make it in 2011? No, I think they just played spoiler to the Red Sox. 12, 13, 14. 2016, Evan Longoria? Was he on the Rays still in 2016? They didn't make the Alds in 2016. So, all right, let's back away from the Evan Longoria thoughts. What about Nathaniel Lau? That sure is a name. What about Yandy Diaz? Maybe I'm just overcomplicating this. Maybe the answer is just Yandy Diaz. How do we feel about 2024 Yandy Diaz? 2024 Yandy. How do we feel about 2023 Yandy? How do we feel about 2022 Yandy? How do we feel about 2025 Yandy? So it's not Yandy Diaz. And also, dude, the fucking Rays. Okay. I hate the fucking Rays. I hate the fucking Rays. I hate every team that tries to be the fucking Rays because you can't be the fucking Rays. And also the fucking Rays haven't won fucking shit. I'm sorry. The Rays have won one pennant and one fake-ass bullshit pennant. And other than one pennant and one fake-ass bullshit pennant, the Rays haven't won shit. And everybody wants to be the Rays, or at least they say they want to be the Rays, because the Rays don't spend a lot of money. Grumble. Grumble, I say. Everybody should want to be the Dodgers. And everybody who can't be the Dodgers should want to be the Phillies. Now, granted, the Phillies haven't won shit in a while either, but shut up. Also, the Phillies are not they're not going to be good for very much longer. They're kind of doomed. But, you know. Anyway. Let's see here. Can I name one single fucking good fucking Tampa Bay fucking Ray? I mean, clearly the answer is no. We return once again to the matter of Nathaniel Lau. Nathaniel Lau. Have you been a Tampa Bay Ray? You played for the Rangers. Are you just a Ranger? I'm confusing you with someone else, aren't I? Fuck. Yeah, you're just a Ranger. God damn it, Nathaniel Lau. All right. All right, we've already sort of cheated by going to Baseball Reference once. I'm going to go to Baseball Reference again and just pick out years where the Rays made the divisional series. I swear I'm not looking at anything other than their team record here. Last year, 8 games under 500, 4th in the AL East. Sounds like a model franchise. 2024, 2 games under 500, 4th in the AL East. Sounds like a model franchise. 2023... 99 games, 2nd in the AL East, got swept out of the wild card series by the Rangers. Sounds like a model franchise. 2022, 86 wins, third in the AL East. Sounds like a model franchise. 2019, 96 wins. Okay, fine. Second in the AL East, and they lost the... Okay, so 2019. Name one dude on the Tampa Bay fucking Rays in 29 fucking teen. You can't fucking do it. You can't fucking do it. I can't fucking do it. Oh, God. Name one dude on the 2019 Tampa Bay Rays. Jesus. I can't do it. I'm cheating. Openly, outright cheating. I'm going to look at we're going to sort this by homers. Austin Meadows. You know who was second on the Tampa Bay Rays in home runs in 2019? Tommy Pham. God, I hate the Rays. God, fuck the Rays. 2019 Austin Meadows. Look at me, 99th percentile. Whoop-de-doo. Brandon Lau. Also, there are some good Evan Longoria years. You remember when I said Evan Longoria was too... Yeah, okay, fine. We need dingers from a National League third baseman in 2018. I'm just saying Nolan Arenado. We're not putting thought into this. This effing Statpad is an effing clusterfuck. Hey, it turns out Nolan Arenado was the correct answer. Good job, Goog. Hey, it turns out that cheating helps, but also... cheating helps, title of the episode. But... Alright, you need a little bit of cheating, but also... Even the 4 that I got. Very good job. Proud of me. Well done, Goog. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I intend to be back, not tomorrow morning because I have to go to Rhode Island, but tomorrow evening for what may well be the finale of UFO 50. We have 10 more games to explore. We shall settle on a ranked list of our 50 favorites, and then who knows? Well, the one thing I do know is that this is the end screen. Thank you all so very much for being here. Have a good day, and